Gather round, everybody, said Mrs. Moo-Hoo. Today we're going for a walk in the woods, so pick a partner and tug my tail. Everyone found a partner, except little Bat Jack. I don't mind, he said bravely, which was just as well because the others were already leaving. As they went, they sang together, "Follow the leader, follow the path, 2 by 2 and a half." They hadn't gone far when Rabbit heard a rustle and a bustle. It seemed to be coming from the branches of a tall oak tree. "What can it be?" she asked. Everybody listened, and everybody trembled. Miss Moo cupped her ears and said, "Is it the rumbling tummy of a tree-climbing lion?" Rawr. "No, it's only little Bat Jack," they sighed, "and he doesn't really count. Follow the leader, follow the path, 2 by 2 and a half." Soon enough, Duck felt and smelt a puff of warm wind, and a musty dusty cloud twirled around his feet. "What can it be?" he asked. Everybody felt it, and everybody trembled. Miss Moo pinched her nose and said, "Is it the hot smoky breath of a troublesome dragon?" "No, it's only little Bat Jack." They sighed, and he doesn't count. Follow the leader, follow the path, 2 by 2 and a half. This time it was Sheep who noticed something. Up ahead she could see a wobbling wall of shadow. "What can it be?" she asked. Everybody looked. Everybody trembled. Miss Moo covered her eyes and said, "Is it a band of rampaging ragamuffins?" "No, it's only little Bat Jack," they sighed, "and he doesn't count." "Time for lunch," panted Miss Moo But Wolf's tail began to bristle. He heard a rustle and a bustle. He felt a puff of warm wind. He saw a wobbly wall of shadow. "What can it be?" he gulped. "Is it a snarling, prancing, prowling, growling bear?" said Miss Moo "Yes, it is!" "Run for the hills!" bellowed Miss Moo but a busty, snarling something was blocking the way. "Oh!" gulped the bear. "Hooray!" they all cried. "It's little Bat Jack, and he does count." Miss Moo Rabbit, Sheep, Duck, Wolf, and little Bat Jack all sat down to eat their sandwiches. Then they set off for home, singing as they went, "Follow the leader, front 2, back 2 by 2, and little Bat Jack." There we are. Kipper's birthday. It was the day before Kipper's birthday. He was busy with his paints, making party invitations in large letters. He had painted, "Please come to my birthday party, tomorrow at 12 o'clock, don't be late." He hung them up to dry and set about making a cake. Kipper had not made a cake before. Put some currants and eggs and currants and flour and sugar and currants into a bowl. Then he stirred the mixture until his arm ached. Next he added some cherries and stirred it once more. Then he rolled it with a rolling pin and looked at what he had made. "I've made a flat thing," he said. Kipper squeezed the flat thing into a cake shape and watched it bake in the oven. To his surprise, it changed itself slowly into a sort of heap, but it smelled good. He put the last remaining cherry on the top for decoration. By this time, the party invitations were dry. "I'll deliver them tomorrow," yawned Kipper. "It's too late now." Kipper woke bright and early on his birthday. His first thought was, "Balloons! We must have balloons!" But as he rushed downstairs, another thought popped into his head. Invitations! Kipper ran all the way to his best friend's house and stuffed the invitation into Tiger's hand. "That one's yours. Those are for the others," he panted. "Can't stop! Balloons!" When he had gone, Tiger opened the invitation. "Please come to my birthday party tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Don't be late." At 12 o'clock, Kipper carefully placed his cake on the table, sat down to wait for a knock at the door. He waited and he waited, but nobody came, not even Tiger. The cake smelt good, and Kipper began to feel hungry. At 1 o'clock, he ate the cherry from the top. 2 o'clock passed, still nobody came. Kipper pulled off a large piece of cake and broke it open to see if there was a cherry inside. There were 2. He ate them both and began to feel better. By 5 o'clock, there were no more cherries to be found, so Kipper stretched out on the table, feeling very full and very sleepy. Kipper slept through the evening and into the night. He dreamt that he was climbing a mountain made of cake and dodging great cake boulders as they crashed towards him. Even when the sun streamed through his window the next morning, he did not wake, but he snored peacefully until noon, when he was woken by a knock at the door. His friends had come. "Happy birthday, Kipper," said Jake. "Happy birthday, Kipper," said Holly. "Many happy returns," said Tiger. Kipper blinked and rubbed his eyes. "But my birthday was yesterday," he said sleepily. They looked at the invitation. "Please come to my birthday party tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Don't be late." Kipper looked puzzled. "So my birthday is not until tomorrow," he said. "You haven't missed it after all." No, said Tiger. "Your birthday must have been tomorrow the day before yesterday." Kipper looked puzzled again. Tiger went on. "So yesterday it would have been today, but today it was yesterday. Do you see?" Kipper did not see. His brain was beginning to ache, so he said, "Cake, anyone?" And then he remembered that he had eaten it all. "Never mind," said Tiger. "Why don't you open your presents?" The presents seemed a bit odd. The first was a napkin from Jake. The second was some candles from Holly. "Very useful," said Kipper, trying not to look disappointed. But the third one was the most useful of all. It was a cake. One night in the zoo. One magical moonlit night in the zoo. An elephant jumped in the air and flew, but nobody knew. Then a crocodile and a kangaroo set off on a bicycle made for 2. And 3 lions did tricks which astonished a gnu, but nobody knew. 4 bears cooked a squid and squidgeberry stew, which turned 5 flamingos from pink to blue. 6 rabbits climbed a giraffe for the view, but nobody knew. 7 tigers sneezed, achoo, 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 and their 7 sneezes blew the feathers off a cockatoo. 8 monkeys stuck them back with glue, but nobody knew. Then in the sky a pinkish blue broke through the dark, and as it grew, 9 owls cried, "Woo, twit-the-woo, the night is fading, quickly shoo, back in your cages, all of you." The sun got up, the keeper too. 10 cocks crowed, "Cock-a-doodle-doo, he's coming quick, he's almost due." The keeper and his trusty crew found all the animals back on view, excepting only 1 or 2. They looked so tired, he said, all through that moonlit night, what did they do? But nobody knew, except you.